Dark Gathering follows Keitaro Gentuga, a university student with the ability to sense spirits. Traumatized by a past incident, he tries to avoid the supernatural, but is drawn back into it by his childhood friend, Eiko Hozuki, and a mysterious girl named Yayoi Hozuki, who seeks revenge against the entity that took her mother. Keitaro is a reluctant hero grappling with his past trauma while trying to help others. Yayoi is a determined young girl with a tragic backstory, skilled in detecting spirits and driven by revenge. Eiko, Keitaro's childhood friend, is obsessed with the supernatural and often pulls him into dangerous situations. What makes Dark Gathering unique is the dynamic of Keitaro's psychic powers, adding emotional depth to the horror as he struggles with his abilities. Each episode features complex spirit encounters that explore the backstories of these entities, making the horror more meaningful. A pivotal moment occurs in episode 4, where Keitaro faces a vengeful spirit that uses his own fears against him, trapping him in a horrifying illusion of his past trauma. This spirit feeds off his despair, causing him to experience physical pain as he relives his darkest memories, nearly pushing him to the brink of death. The anime becomes more interesting when Yayoi begins to gather her higher-level ghosts, which she refers to as her graduates, starting from episode 6. As she connects with these spirits, the stakes escalate, and Keitaro, Eiko, and Yayoi uncover deeper connections between the spirits and the malevolent forces haunting them. This development adds complexity to the narrative and drives the emotional depth of the story. The show becomes particularly engaging from episode 3, when more complex spirit encounters are introduced and the stakes are raised. By episode 5, the plot dives deeper into Yayoi's quest for revenge.
Yuki-kun.
Shiki is a horror anime that revolves around the small, secluded village of Sotoba, where a series of mysterious deaths begin to plague the community. As the residents become increasingly paranoid, the story follows Natsuno Yuki, a high school student who is skeptical of the supernatural and desires to escape the confines of his rural life. His perspective changes dramatically when he befriends a newcomer named Megumi Shimizu, who becomes the first victim in a string of unexplained deaths linked to the presence of the eerie Kirishiki family. Natsuno's skepticism is challenged as he begins to notice unsettling patterns in the village. People dying at an alarming rate, only to be discovered as having transformed into vampires after their deaths. As more villagers succumb to the mysterious illness, Natsuno realizes that the Kirishiki family is behind these horrifying changes. He must confront his own disbelief and face the chilling reality of a growing vampire menace that threatens to consume the entire village. What makes Shiki unique is its exploration of the psychological impact of fear and paranoia on a community. A critical moment occurs in episode 10, where Natsuno faces a horrifying realization when he witnesses Megumi, now a vampire, attacking another villager. This moment shatters his remaining sense of normalcy, forcing him to confront the true nature of the horror that has befallen Sotoba. The anime becomes more gripping starting from episode 12, where the conflict escalates between the villagers and the Kirishiki family. Natsuno and a group of survivors band together to combat the vampires. As they devise plans to fight back, tensions rise and ethical dilemmas emerge, blurring the lines between humanity and monstrosity. The show gradually builds suspense from episode 1, where the eerie atmosphere and unsettling occurrences set the stage for the unfolding horror. By episode 5, the mounting tension leads to shocking revelations and escalating stakes, making Shiki a compelling blend of psychological horror and moral ambiguity that explores the darker aspects of human nature. Elfen Lied is a psychological horror anime that tells the tragic story of Decloni, a mutant species with horns and telekinetic powers. The narrative centers on Lucy, a young Decloni who escapes from a government laboratory after enduring horrific experiments. During her escape, she unleashes her deadly powers, resulting in a brutal massacre that leaves many dead. In her flight, Lucy sustains a severe head injury, which causes her to regress to a childlike state, adopting the name Mew. The story follows 2 college students, Kuta and his cousin Yuka, who unknowingly become involved in Lucy's world when they discover her unconscious on a beach. As they take her in, they must confront the dark forces that pursue her, including the ruthless organization intent on capturing her and the other Decloni. Kuta is haunted by traumatic memories of his childhood that intertwine with Lucy's past, leading to a complex relationship filled with themes of love, loss, and revenge. What makes Elfen Lied unique is its blend of graphic violence and emotional storytelling. The series delves deeply into the psychological trauma of its characters, particularly the horrors faced by Lucy and the moral ambiguity surrounding the conflict between humans and Declonii. The anime becomes more gripping starting from episode 4, as the tension escalates with the introduction of additional Declonii and their tragic backstories. Showcasing the brutal consequences of society's fear of the unknown, the show explores themes of discrimination, identity, and the search for acceptance, creating a thought-provoking narrative that resonates with viewers. Elfen Lied builds suspense from episode 1, where the brutal opening scene sets a dark tone. By episode 5, the emotional and psychological layers deepen, making Elfen Lied a haunting blend of horror and tragedy that challenges perceptions of humanity and monstrosity. Ghost Hound is a psychological horror anime that explores the complexities of the human mind through the lens of the supernatural. The story follows Taru, a teenage boy who, along with his two friends, discovers the strange and eerie occurrences in the rural town of Tamasaki, where he lives. Taru is haunted by a traumatic event from his childhood that left him deeply scarred, leading him to develop an interest in the paranormal and a desire to understand his own psychological struggles. As the plot unfolds, Taru and his friends, Miko and Masayuki, begin to experience bizarre phenomena, including visions of spirits and unexplained occurrences linked to the local mythology. Their investigation leads them to uncover dark secrets about the town's past, including the tragic deaths of its inhabitants and the concept of soul displacement, where spirits become trapped between the physical and spiritual worlds. What makes Ghost Hound unique is its deep psychological exploration, blending themes of trauma, identity, and the impact of past experiences on the present. The anime delves into the intricacies of the human psyche, often blurring the lines between reality and illusion. A pivotal moment occurs in episode 8, when Taru confronts his childhood trauma in a haunting encounter with the spirit of a deceased girl. This moment forces him to confront his fears and unresolved issues, significantly impacting his character development and relationships with his friends. The anime becomes particularly engaging from episode 5, when the supernatural elements intensify, and the connection between the characters' personal struggles and the town's dark history begins to unravel. The characters' exploration of the spiritual realm adds layers to the narrative, revealing the impact of their pasts on their current lives. The show establishes a haunting atmosphere from episode 1, where eerie visuals and unsettling occurrences create an intriguing foundation. By episode 4, the tension escalates, with deeper explorations of the characters' traumas and their connections to the supernatural. Ghost Hound offers a compelling blend of psychological horror and supernatural elements, inviting viewers to reflect on the complexities of the human mind and the lingering effects of trauma. Shinsekai Yori from the New World. Shinsekai Yori is a thought-provoking dystopian anime set in a post-apocalyptic world where humans possess psychokinetic abilities. The story follows a group of children, Saki, Satoru, Shun, Maria, and Mamoru, who grow up in a seemingly idyllic village governed by strict rules to maintain order and protect the inhabitants from the potential dangers of their powers. As they navigate their adolescence, the characters uncover dark secrets about their society and the true nature of their abilities. Saki, the main protagonist, begins to question the morality of her society after experiencing disturbing events, including the mysterious disappearance of children and the strict control exerted by the adults. The plot thickens as the children learn about the existence of cats, monstrous beings that threaten humanity, and the harsh measures taken to contain them. The group's friendship and trust are tested as they confront the ethical implications of their powers and the true history of their world. What makes Shinsekai Yori unique is its blend of psychological horror, social commentary, and philosophical themes. The series delves into the darker aspects of human nature, exploring concepts of power, control, and the consequences of fear. A critical moment occurs in episode 15, when Saki and Satoru discover the chilling truth about the fate of those who do not conform to society's rules. This revelation forces them to confront their beliefs about justice and morality, leading to profound character development. The anime becomes particularly gripping from episode 12, where the children's understanding of their powers deepens, and they face increasingly dangerous situations that challenge their friendship and moral compass. The stakes escalate as they uncover the horrific realities of their society's past and the lengths to which it will go to maintain control. The show establishes a captivating and unsettling atmosphere from episode 1, where the unique world and its rules are introduced. By episode 6, the tension builds as the characters encounter the complexities of their powers and the implications of their society's structure. Shinsekai Yori offers a rich narrative that combines horror and philosophical inquiry, inviting viewers to reflect on the nature of humanity and the consequences of unchecked power.